UDA leaders mourn Gachagua's big brother in his burial in Nyeri County.
And he said his phone is not working. We were with the daughter. We went to Karatina. It was repaired and they tested it. The test was calling Mommy. He called Mommy and Mommy answered. So the phone is in order. And so the phone was in order. He needed no more testing. So as he just took up the small, he told me, I'm feeling thirsty. I need the small soda. I bought the small soda. And then we went to the market. I bought all I wanted. He was in the vehicle. But that day, God knew what he was to do that day. The person whom you have been talking to, the person who have been testing his phone, as we came here, he said he entered the house, and this time, Father, not as James used to sit facing the wall, he faced the door. He sat and faced the door. And then I saw he is breathing heavily. I asked him, why are you breathing heavily? I feel tired. I asked him, you are feeling tired, Daddy, and you have been seated in the vehicle. He kept it quiet. And then eventually, I said, you are going to bed. He took him to bed, and I made him lie. Being a teacher, I knew some first aid.
Congratulations, Mom.
I made him lie on the side to give the heart a lesser play. And then he slept on the back. I saw he was still breathing heavily, and the daughter was there. By this time, Elizabeth started crying. She started crying. I asked her, why are you crying? I told Daddy, we are taking you to the hospital. He said, no. That was the last word. No. That was that. No more talking, no more screaming, no more yelling, no yelling. And the man slept the way you saw him sleeping calmly. So by the time we went to the hospital, when the doctor said, no, he is gone, the doctor could not believe. He could say that I could hear the person around the neck and the stomach is warm. But the doctor said, no, it is like that. Thank you, Brother Legadi. Thank you for the support that time. And I thank God because I was not screaming. When he said he said, no, I said, it is well. It is, God gave me the strength. It's as if, it is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well with my soul. And that is how my husband ended. Then from there, ended his journey. I thank you, Sister Dorcas. I thank you because you sent a man to go ahead of us. Because there was, and even the driver who was with me was very fast. Because when the chief saw us pass, he said, this car, the way it is driven, it is emergency. So the emergency has already taken place and is gone. My lover has gone. My friend has gone. He has been a friend, and he welcomed everyone. Some of the things I do here, he was doing them to the church, and in some churches he had to carry me with him. In Herega, he used to say, if you don't go, we don't go with you. The women will not buy the magada. So we have to go. So we have to leave Nairobi and all those journeys. I thank God because he served the living God. And he was such a loving husband, such a loving father, that my children cannot say a day they were pinched or beaten by the father. It is me who was doing the business. He could tell me, Mommy, this one did this mommy did. Can't you punish him, pinch him? He would, but for him, he will not touch. He will not touch any of them. He was a lover. And he had special love for kids. Special love. I was asking him, were you born alone? That you love children? We went to Australia and he started praying with the kids. Then the mothers looked at him. Yes, strangely. Then the daughter told him that here in Australia, it's not like that. They would think that you are playing with the children, then you'll be a child thief. So he loved the children, he had that special love for kids, special love for children, such that even when he is sick, he sees a child, he would always wave. So that love has been there, and I would say he was a lover. He loved his family, he loved his relatives, and he is a lover even to other people. He had special love. So I would say, may God rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you.
We thank God's grace that Mom has been very strong and nobody else would have done it the way she has done it. Let us appreciate her once more. I have known that she was not just a teacher, but a caring, loving wife who was also an nurse. And finally, you've heard that she did first aid and she did a lot of tests. Thank you very much. And also, she would go to the market. Thank you, thank you. I want to invite Lady Nyagodhie, Your Excellency, that she comes forward together with the other siblings, and they are going to have a tribute for their loving father. Most welcome.
Thank you so much. God is good, and all the time. My name is Lydia Nyagodhie Forbes, and I'm the second born of Mr. Eriani. I follow my firstborn sister, Elizabeth Mumbi. And Martin Gachagua follows me, followed by Jennifer Wangare, and our last born baby, Andrew Masharia. Growing up, Mom used to say, our grandma said, I'll speak in Kikuyu first. Ogea dake dokumareriani mogane. Mogane. And it's true. You know, if you wanted anything from Reriani, you would speak highly of him. Today, we will try and put into words the wonderful man that you are to us and to so many, of your incredible character, your kind nature, your massive heart, the perfect gentleman. We can say for certain that without the shadow of a doubt, our father loved us. There was never a time that we ever felt insecure of this fact. He was attentive, present, and very nurturing to each and every one of us. I say this without bias. We were blessed with the best father in the world. Our father chose to see the best in us, and in turn went ahead to invest greatly in us, in our education, sending us to the best schools, local and overseas. Then there were the many endeavors we chose to pursue, be it financial, emotional, or spiritual. He was always there. Like most hot-blooded, independence-seeking young adults, we sometimes veered from this voice of reason. And despite all this, Dad would still be there to advise rather than project judgment. Through the ups and downs, his love was steadfast, and his commitment to our well-being was bigger than anything we could or could not do. This was unconditional love. What an honor to have experienced it. We cannot say thank you enough, and although we're only starting out in our own careers and families, you have put us in good stead for our future. Your sacrifice is not without reward. We shall go ahead and make you proud and try to fill these huge shoes you've left us to fill. These last few days, through the numerous stories we've heard, we found out that you are not just a father to the 5 of us. You are father to many. So many of you told us how Dad paid for your way through school, or how he helped you get a higher education, gave you your first job, or supported your first business. How our hearts have grown to find that we're surrounded by so many brothers and sisters, all of us brought together by the common bond of a man who truly saw the best in all of us, with great love and kindness. I thank each and every one of you for sharing your stories, and may our dad's memory shine through your own lives and through your own legacies. Dad was blessed to have his love reciprocated by his wonderful wife, our mother, God's gift to Dad. She has stood by him through good times and the most recent hard ones. So many of you have said that you've never seen a love like this. They were always together, and the warmth of their love and friendship was truly inspiring. As their children, we always had them affectionately call each other mommy or daddy. I can hear Dad yelling, "Where's mommy?" Not that he needed anything, but to be reassured she was never too far. Mom, we know you loved Dad with the love of Christ, that he loves his church with unfailing love, the unending love, the undying kind of love. These last few years have taken its toll, but through it all you held his hand, rubbing his sore legs, nursing him to health over and over again. We remember you taking him to India with your small stature, pushing this big man in a wheelchair. Your small stature was complemented by loving strength. Dad deserved to have this greatest love, and this was his pride and joy. One of my aunties said that some people's lives can be extended just by the sheer magnitude of the love they receive. And we can all attest to this. This is the transformational power of love. And even in his last moments, Mom was by his side, gently patting him, comforting him that it was well. Mom, we can't say thank you enough for all that you've done for our dad. You are such a great example of what a healthy, happy marriage looks like. Your commitment to our father is something that we shall aspire with our loved ones. Now that Dad is gone, we promise to look after you like you did, protect you like he protected you, and we want to know that we love you with all our hearts. What a woman. We have heard Dad being referred to as the lion of this family, which made us reflect as to what qualities this mild, gentle man, who always had very few words to say, compares to this animal. A paradox, just like water that can cut into a mountain. Dad was relentless. He could take time to listen and understand with great intuition and incredible insight. It made him a trusted friend to many, and after speaking to so many of you this week, we are so humbled that you said Dad was your greatest friend, and that you will never meet anyone like him. We are moved by your kind words and pray for your peace for this loss. We have been told in his family he was the peacemaker, the one that tried to unite and bring the family together, the firstborn of a great family. He took this role very seriously, being supportive whenever it was required, always dependable to whoever who needed his help. Like a lion, our father was fearless. He faced life head on, a wonderful attribute that would shape his life from a very young age. Dad told us of a story when he was 6, during the state of emergency, how he left his mom and siblings for the safety of a nearby town. I wonder what would have gone through this young boy's mind. And maybe just to be brave, we have to face these things to be so. This would later translate to taking risks. Like when he decided to take early retirement at 45, his friends thought he was crazy. A relatively good job, a secure employer, why rock the boat? But he was a man of focus, and when he started a company with our uncle, Honorable R.I.P Gachagua, the business was a success. The risk had paid off. And I remember him mentioning that in 1 year of that business, he earned what he would have earned for the rest of his working life. What courage, how inspiring. Not all risks paid off. When life came with the curveballs, as it sometimes does, his fearlessness turned into faith, and this was his power. They say adversity can bring out the true essence of a man, and this we saw in our dad time after time. When Dad suffered a stroke a few years ago, this relentless fight, coupled by your numerous prayers, kicked in again, and he'd go ahead to recover and go about resuming his active, busy life. It's so telling of how he chose to live his life. It said, it's the set of the sails and not the direction of the wind that determines which way we will go. Even when the wind was strong and against him, he chose to set sail through choosing the right perspective. Maybe that's how he managed to fight so long. God was merciful to grant you these years where you fulfilled your life's work. When Dad got sick recently, we all knew it was nothing too serious. He had had some health concerns, but seemed to manage to bounce back time and time again. After all, he had suffered a stroke and survived. But about 2 months ago, he went to hospital with a case of pneumonia. He was treated and he came home. So when he fell ill a few weeks ago, we didn't think it was going to end the way it went. He had been discharged and been home for a few days. Okay. As a family, we have found comfort in a dream that my sister had a few days before his passing. She dreamt that he had built an incredible house, the most beautiful house she had ever seen. And her and Mom walked around wondering why he had kept it in secret. She said, "Mom, look how much Dad has done without our attention. He did it not out of love and not ego, not seeking any human sacrifice. Through his selfless nature, every life he touched was a brick in that heavenly mansion. And when his work was complete, it was time for his rest. We got confirmation that it was time, even before he went. And this has given us great comfort and knowledge that he is resting in peace. Dad, you lived life according to the greatest commandment, to love our neighbors as ourselves. We are all so much better for knowing you and being with you all these years. Rest well. We love you."
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beth, Lydia, Martin, Jennifer, and Andrew, for such a beautiful tribute to your father. Once again, we appreciate them. It's now the turn for the grandchildren. There are so many of them, not just these ones written, but on behalf of all of them, we have Taylor. Taylor, please come forward and read a tribute. I ask my assistant to come so that she's a bit taller. Welcome. Let us appreciate the beautiful queen as she comes here to do a tribute to her and for her grandfather. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Taylor Forbes, daughter of John and Lydia, who is the second daughter of James Rariani. I am speaking on the behalf of myself and my sister, Lauren Forbes. This time when we arrived at Nairobi airport, it was different. We would normally be greeted by Guka. This time he wasn't there to meet us. He was missing. He loved to take us to the cafe at the airport while we waited for my dad to negotiate with the rental car man. Kuka loved to call our names. He was always calling Taylor, Lauren, and asking how we were. We had lots of happy times with him. He was always kind to us, and we will miss him. But he will always be in our hearts. I would now like to call Melody to say a few words.
That was brilliant.
Appreciate her very well. Please, please, please. She has done a very good job. Thank you. Okay.
Hamjambo. God is good, and all the time. As many, okay, venye, I'll just speak mixed English and Swahili as I am used to. Kuka was one who would always introduce us as the Reriani family. Now, this time I would like to introduce him. Today, I have the honor of reintroducing you all to James R.I.P Gachagua, as we may all call him Guka. We are all here to remember the life of the incredible hero and the legacy that he leaves on the earth. I would like to reflect on the person Grandpa was. One undeniable fact was that he was a family man. He would always put his family first, and he would give the unconditional kind of love to his family members. He always kept work away from home. He was always devout to grandma and would always ask every evening after work, "What would you like for me to bring home?" To me, Grandpa was one person who would make sure everyone in the house is happy and at peace at home. All well, and home was one peaceful place and always felt like a sweet paradise. He really enjoyed celebrations and always loved celebrating birthdays of his loved ones, his inclusive and festive holidays. On birthdays, he would always make sure that ice cream and cake will always be there. He was one who loved adventures. To us, he was the best travel buddy. Wherever he plans to go, he would always like to be accompanied by his family, and also love seeing us excited for the trip and way happier when we arrive to the destination. Before every journey, he would always give Shosho the chance to pray for the journey that we will set out for. He was self-driven person in that he always believed in hard work and self-motivation with God's guidance and help would always bring positive results and that's what he applied in his businesses. To us, he was a man that we will look up to be. He was a man of immediate action, where he will say he will do it, he does it wholeheartedly. He was the kind of man who would follow up and do what he can to his level best. He was the one who would hold one's hand even when the times were rough. He was always there. So in concluding our memory on the life of Guka, I believe our Guka, Mr. James R.I.P Gachagua, was one of the best people you may ever had the honor to meet him. A man that greatly impacted in everyone's life in the most positive way. He made sure his family members and those that were around him have the same principles as his. For sure, we are one of the luckiest to be blessed with a grandpa like him that was like a father, best consultant, mentor, cheerleader, dearest friend, and so much more. He will always be forever in our hearts. He will always be our most amazing grandfather ever, and we loved you so much, and we will always love you, Aguka. Thank you so much for working with us this far and knowing you always had our back. And also, I would like to thank Shosho for also being like a mom too, for being super supportive and being extra caring and being the best storyteller. Thank you so much, Shosho. Also, thank you to your children too, Mom, and the rest of your siblings. And I'll also say thank you as a family for always being there each time and being super supportive and caring and always being there for each other. Thank you so much.
And that was Melody with her melodious voice. Let us appreciate her once more. She is a granddaughter to Mr. James Reriani. Thank you, Mr. John, who, on behalf of the in-laws, because Taylor also did that. You have donated your time to us. At this point, if His Grace would have been here, he would have helped us in this part. And because his delegate is here, allow me, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, and all leadership present here, the family and the mourners, to ask the delegate of the Archbishop, who is the Dean of Narumoro Deanery, Parish Priest Chaka Parish, to come forward and invite some of the remaining leaders who are going to give their brief remarks and their tributes. Most welcome, Father. Welcome.
Asante sana Father Kamwaro. Ningeshukuru wachungaji wote ambao mmefika hapa kwa utulivu wenu. Ni heshima mmekaa na sisi. Nimesema asante. Upande huu tuko na seminarian, tuko na Father John ambaye ametupatia neno na amejuana sana na mzee, tumpigie makofi. Tuko na Father Kafodhi ambaye ni paroko katika parokia Kaheraine hapa karibu. Tuko na Father Masharia ambaye anahudumu pale wa Magana, alikuwa hapa kitambo. Tuko na Father Kamwaro ambao hako hapa na amejumuika na sisi na ametusaidia sana. Tuko na Deacon Amos. Tuko na baba paroko ambaye ni Father John. Asante sana. Kwa wakati huu nimepewa nafasi hii ya kukaribisha watu wanne, na nitamwanza na gavana wetu Mutahiga. Karibu nene na sisi. Karibu sana gavana.
Asante sana Father Njigwa, Dean wa Narumoro na padre aliye kule Chaka. Maaskofu walio mahali hapa na watumishi wa Mungu, the Deputy President wetu Daktari William Samoei Ruto na rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, our brother and our friend, the Deputy President designate. Ni vizuri uzoe ndugu yetu kwa sababu Mungu amekubariki. R.I.P Gachagua and the entire family, mom wetu Francisca na watoto wote walio mahali hapa, Pastor Dorcas, viongozi walio mahali hapa, tunaye Macharia ama the former Vice President Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, mtu wa mundu Weta, governors walio mahali hapa. Ninajua Governor Waitito yuko mahali. Governor Waitito, wherever you are, asante sana. Very good. Governor Sang, popote ulipo, asante sana. Governor Mudhomi, popote ulipo. Governor mtarajiwa Kiambu, Governor Kabogo. Na Kabogo, kuna mtu tunataka uende naye. Hii chairman yenyu ya Mboe Committee amekuja kutusumbua hapa. Urudi naye kwenu. Mabibi na mabwana, hamjambo. Kwa jamii ya baba wetu na ndugu wetu Mzee Reriani, siku ya leo nimekuja kwa niaba yangu, kwa jamii yangu, kwa niaba ya jamii na kwa niaba ya watu wote wa Nyeri, kuja kuleta rambirambi zetu, hasa kwa kiongozi huyu ambaye ndiye alikuwa mstari wa mbele wa kuleta maendeleo katika kaunti hii. Tunamjua kama yeye aliyekuwa mkuu sana, aliyekuwa mzee kuliko wengine. And when we look at the life of James Reriani, we can see that he has mentored even a deputy president in this country, because we now have our brother here. na kwetu sisi ni kushukuru and to thank you ma'am kwa sababu ya yale tumeyasikia. Niseme sisi tuko pamoja na nyinyi kama serikali. Kama kuna jambo lolote ambalo linatakikana, we'll be working with you. We just pray that he rest his internal peace. Ningetaka pia nichukue nafasi hii nishukuru kanisa. Ndugu zetu tunapokosa kuandamana na kanisa ambalo linaandamana na sisi tukiwa hai mpaka wakati kama huu ambapo wamesimamisha kazi zao zote kuja kusimama na sisi, we want to thank the church in a very, very great way. Thank you so very much. I do not want to speak a lot, but niruhusuni kwa niaba ya watu wa Nyeri, kwa niaba ya county hii, kwa niaba ya Mount Kenya region, nichukue nafasi hii nimshukuru Daktari William Samoei Ruto kwa sababu ya yale tuliyaona juzi na akamteua mmoja wetu awe atamshikilia. We want to confirm here that we as the mountain, we will stand with you to the man. And nobody should tell you anything else except the fact that in Nyeri alone, we shall have 500,000 votes that will go into the basket of William Samoei Ruto. To our brother R.I.P Gachagua, tunataka kukuambia sisi tumekuruhusu uondoke Nyeri, Nyeri tumeshikilia. We will continue to fight until we get this position. Your Excellency, I also want to take this opportunity to thank you, because out of the very many people you could have selected, you also mentioned my name. And you said that I should lead your campaigns here. Mimi nitajitolea mhanga, and we will make sure that we fight to the last man. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, we must not forget that there is a battle before us. Na vita vilivyoko mbele yetu sio vita rahisi, ni vita vinaongozwa na mtu ambaye hujiapisha, ni mtu ambaye hufanya mambo ambayo serikali za Kenya hatujui kwa nini hazimshiki na zikampeleka makotini, kwa sababu he does not follow protocol. We saw yesterday, tuliona hata watu wamepewa kazi nyingi. Tulikuwa nafikiria sisi ambao tulikuwa wa Jubilee angetukumbuka, hakutukumbuka, na haya mambo yakaharibika namna hiyo. Ours is to just say, Deputy President, we recall you are here about 3 weeks ago, ukija kutusaidia tukiwa na ndugu yetu Ichungwa. The other day you came to Othaya just to wipe our tears after we came to bury His Excellency, the third president of this nation, and we really, really appreciate you. Here we say, dogo ne makinya. Dogo neke? Aduanyere dogo neke? Wegore huona ke? Na tutiri odoge togiuga. Ngai akurathime na agweke wega. Thank you, Father Njigua.
Asante sana, tumpigie gavana wetu makofi. Asante sana. Sasa ningemkaribisha Mheshimiwa Wetangula. Karibu sana. Karibu, tumpigie makofi. Karibu sana.
Mheshimiwa R.I.P Gachagua and your family, our Deputy President, our governors present, all leaders na waheshimiwa wananchi, tumekuja hapa kutoa heshima zetu za mwisho kwa ndugu yetu mkubwa ambaye ni ndugu ya rafiki yetu, our presumptive Deputy President from August this year. We've come here to mourn and to celebrate the life of our elder brother. Katika hii familia mimi nilikuwa university na the late governor who was 2 years ahead of me. Through him I got to know R.I.P, and I presume through extension I understand what has been said about James. As we mourn our brother, we also in a small way, pre-celebrate the elevation of Rigathi to be our deputy team captain in the winning team. Because we know this is the winning team, we are going into a contest that we all know we can win. For the family of James, the wonderful family that stood here, Mama, with your impeccable eloquence, we want to say we celebrate Mzee for bringing up such a great family. We wish all your children well and your grandchildren well, and may God give you much longer life for us to tap from that wisdom. Nikimalizia, I want to urge nyinyi watu wa Mlima. We have given you our brother Rigathi, a wonderful man, a man with great experience, a man who is known and appreciated everywhere. The day we named him as our deputy captain, I flew to Bungoma, and the levels of celebration and ululations was like he was from Bungoma. It tells you the high-level degree of acceptability that you come into office with. And while our competitors are focused on trivia, like disturbing the 2010 Constitution, us, we are focused on economic revival. And that's why the Deputy President designated you. And from now on, we don't want just to hear you talking about the crops in the mountain, talk about the sugar belt, talk about Bixa, talk about everything around the country, so that we know that you are going to be the effective deputy. And our Deputy President, William Ruto, don't be distracted, because we are competing with people who are hostages of the vestiges of history. Us, we are focusing the future. And the future is bright, is visible, and we can see Kenya reinventing itself. Those who are hostages of history will never move. We are competing with a man who has committed treason twice. Once he was charged, once he was not. In 1982, you know, our competitor was one of those who committed treason and overthrew Mzee Moi for a couple of hours. Later on, he committed treason by swearing in himself as an illegal president of the Republic of Kenya. So we know, sisi ni waja Mungu, ni wa kutii sheria. So let's move, and again, don't be distracted, as the Bible tells us. When Moses was in the mountains bringing the 10 Commandments, Aaron, his brother, erected an idol to worship. We shall not worship any idols. We shall look to the true God, and leaders are anointed by God. So may James' soul rest in eternal peace. And James, when you get there, meet Mzee Kibaki and tell him that Kenya Kwanza is recreating another Kibaki from Nyeri. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Musalia Mudavadi kuja peane risala yake ya rambirambi. Karibu na tupigie makofi.
Thank you, Father. The family of James Reria, his dear wife, the Deputy President, Honorable Samoei William Ruto, my good friend Rigathi, all well-wishers, friends and mourners who are gathered here today. I will, at the first instance, convey my deepest sympathies to the family of James Reria. You've paid tribute here. We've had good words. We've also read parts of his journey in the document that we have before us. We all say, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Secondly, to our brother Rigathi here, we are here first to condole with you, but also to really make it very clear to the Kenyan people that when our captain, William Ruto, made the pronouncement that he has settled after an elaborate process on James Rigathi as his running mate, we are here to confirm to you that we stand by that decision. We stand by it, we shall defend it, we shall campaign for it, and it is the winning ticket. So let there be no doubt whatsoever that there is anything different. Secondly, Rigathi was in charge of administration in our belt, so he's not a total stranger in Western Kenya. And his late brother was also a good friend of mine. We did some business together, that is R.I.P Gachagua, the late, in various instances. He was a shrewd businessman and also a shrewd politician, and I can see his brother is following on in those footsteps. Now, I want to convey one message to you, the people of this region. You have been put to test. Not too long ago, or at least some years back, you are put to tests between Matiba and Kibaki. Subsequently, you also had a test between Kibaki and Uhuru. Today, there are people who have put you to test between Rigathi and Karua. True or false? Now, make sure that the wisdom that has guided you in making the correct decision all along will guide you so that the victory that we want through Ruto and Rigathi shall be so decisive that these individuals who think that they can always run to court or they can take their own false oaths will forget forever, and Kenya shall move forward. We want a solid team. We want a team that will be focused on the economy. We want to hold hands and get that victory. We do not want any room whatsoever for somebody to delay the process of economic recovery for this country. We are under pressure. Hatuna pesa mfukoni. Hatuna pesa mfukoni. So we need to move fast with precision, like the surgeon's blade. Let us make sure that on the 9th of August, the victory comes through in one sweep so that we can move forward, and we are ready. Rigathi is ready, and our captain, William Ruto, is ready so that we can move forward from the 9th of August and have a proper government in place to move things forward. We are seeing people being named ministers when they are already ministers. Constitutionally, you cannot name your ministers. Constitutionally, William Ruto is designated to name his running mate. But All these other guys, you're being told you shall be a minister for lands, and you are deeply involved in the lands mess in the coastal region yourself. Ni kama kuweka chui kuchunga mbuzi. People are being told that you shall hold this position or hold that position. But you will note with a lot of precision that the Kenya Kwanza Coalition document talks of parties nominating individuals who shall be considered for those posts. It does not go to the point of saying it shall be so and so. My friend, Kenya Kwanza kuna watu bana. Kuna watu. So we are very clear that we want an organized government, a government that will follow the rule of law, respect the church, respect everybody, and make sure that the rights and the constitution is defended. Because after all, what constitution can you defend if people are hungry? At the end of the day, the strongest pillar to any constitution is an economy that works for all, young men and women who have jobs, people who can put food on their tables. They shall be the first and front line in the defense of a constitution for the people of Kenya. So let us support Kenya Kwanza. Let us stand here in memory of James, in memory of our friend Nderitu, to say that we are going to have the resolve and unity that will shake these people. The earthquake is real. It is real. Nego kanatigwo. Numuraigwa. Tutigane na ando aria. Tutigane na mahini ya ando aria. We nindakwera. Asante sana. God bless you.
Pigie makofi Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi. Asante sana. Sasa nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kisha Mheshimiwa R.I.P Gachagua ambaye ataongea na ile kazi Mungu atamjalia tunapofika mwezi wa 8 atafanya hiyo, atamwalika naibu wa rais. Karibu.
Father in charge of the parish, and our fathers, our friends, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, and God willing, the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya, our party leaders present, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and Senator Moses Wetangula, Viongozi wenzangu, my sister Francisca Mrs. Ririani, your children, Beth, Lydia, Jennifer, Martin. I want to say, from the word go, that we are honored as a family, Father, for the respect you have accorded our late brother and this family. A mass conducted by 9 fathers is a clear demonstration the high esteem our church has held our late brother and his family. Fathers, I want to say thank you. I also want Father in charge to apologize that contrary to what me and you had agreed that will take 1 hour, my sister, my friend Alice Wahome, took 2.5 hours. And I take responsibility because Alice is my person. And I think Alice, I must excuse her because she must have weighed between antagonizing her fellow leaders and antagonizing the fathers whom she doesn't meet daily. I think she chose the option of not antagonizing her friends. Then she has left me with a problem. And she's a good lady. And I think because these leaders, when my late brother was very sick, Alice assisted me to coordinate these leaders to raise funds to take him to India. And therefore they came to bury him. And because they have walked with us in that journey, it was only fair that she gives them a chance to speak. So Father, munisamehe, mnajua mimi naheshimu kanisa sana na sitaki kukosa. Kama iko punishment mnanipatia nitakubali. Kwa roho safi. Your Excellency the Deputy President, my late brother lying here was the head of the Gachagua family, which my late father bequeathed him before his death in 2014. And he has led us very well. He has put this family together. This family has been very united, courtesy of the wisdom of my late father. My late father, 25 years before his death, called us and distributed to us all the family property. And he was left with nothing and relocated to live with me in Nairobi. And therefore he left a very united family. There was never a quarrel about anything because of the wisdom of that old man whom we buried here in 2014. And James here, my eldest brother, has put this family together. And we really honor him for putting us together. Our sister Francisca, on behalf of the Gachagua family, I have nothing but tremendous respect and honor to you for the way you have taken care of our brother in sickness. You are a wonderful woman. Not many women would undergo what you went. Many women I know in a similar circumstances have run away. You have stayed with our late brother. You went with him to India. You have taken care of him. You have been by his side. You are always with him to church, to the market. You have never left him even a single day. As our family, since you got married here, you have given this family nothing but honor. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, we will love and cherish you for the rest of our lives because you have done a good job. My late brother was a good man. In 2013, he wanted to run for member of parliament. And R.I.P Gachagua, the late, was running for governor. And these people of Madeira are very fair people. They said, no, that is being selfish as a family. One wants to be MP, another one wants to be governor. But he was adamant because he wanted to serve. He ran, Gachagua ran. And the people of Madeira made a decision. They decided that since Gachagua was going for a higher seat, they give the seat to Gachagua and James can wait. So Gachagua was elected governor, huyu mzee akaambiwa angoje kidogo. So in 2017, after the death of Gachagua, I came to see him. And I said, now that the people of Madeira told you to wait, and now Gachagua is gone, I think it's the time now we back you to member of parliament. And he said, no, I'm a little bit elderly, and you are here, you are young, you are vibrant. I think as a family, I now direct you as a family head. You are the one who ran. And he supported me, I ran, and I won. And I was very happy. So later on, I came to see him. He was very sick in Nairobi. And despite the fact that I was 22 years younger than him, he listened to me. And I told him, my brother, I can see the struggle you're having. Nairobi is an extremely difficult place. It's a difficult town. Everybody is difficult. In your state, I don't think it's good for you to stay here. He didn't want to leave Nairobi. But I told him, since I listened to you in 2017, I'm asking you to agree to relocate home with your wife and just rest there because Nairobi is too hectic. And he agreed with me, and he came to this beautiful house he constructed, and he has lived here with his wife until the day he has left us. And therefore, it is important that the next family head, before my late father died, because I was by his bedside, he left me with instructions which I have always carried out on the succession plan of the leadership of this family. And he instructed then that James Ririani was to become the head after him. And in the instance that James Ririani passes on, the next man on the line is Johnson Kivara Gachagua. So Johnson, by the powers conferred to me by my late father, you are now the head of this family. Please take care of us, keep us united the way James has done. Listen to us, call us all the time, and put us together. And for the family, we do what the late Gachagua Nahashon told us. The word of Kipara from today is law in this family. Ile tu kitu tarekebisha moja tu, Johnson, usiongee kizungu mingi kwa hii watu hata kama ni wakili. Upunguze kidogo. Then the other one nataka uangalie, when there are family issues, usiweke budget ikuwe juu sana, because sometimes unaweka unasema miscellaneous ni 30-40%. Ukipunguza hiyo tutakaa mzuri. The rest utafanya mzuri na tutakuunga mkono and will support you for this family. Finally, our children, the children of James and our other children, let me thank you. Because, you know, I've been struggling for a long time. My late father gave me the responsibility of mobilizing this family and organizing it at the age of 17. I've done it for the last 40 years. And I did ask you to come of age and start arranging this family. And when I asked you to arrange and organize this funeral, and I kept away in Nairobi, I'm so happy with you people that I came early this morning at 6 to find an organized funeral by our young children. I want to thank you. And I want to say that in our own family succession management, the responsibility of organizing family functions, be it weddings, be it dowry, be it birthday, now rests in your heart. I have seen you have organized very well. Before I give you the final authority, I'll just wait to see how you feed the people who are here, because feeding people is very important. Once I see you have fed them well, I'm sure now you have come of age. Where our children, simameni ni muone, wale watoto wetu, our cousins, our nephews, the other ones, the nephews, the cousins, where are they? The nieces, all the ones who are organizing. Asanteni sana. You people now have come of age. Take the mantle and lead this family, and you allow us to go and serve the nation and take care of the family issue. Kaeni chini, nimeshukuru sana. Your Excellency, finally. Sisi watu hapa hatuna maneno mingi hata kidogo. This family of Gachagua is an honorable family. There is something that we cannot stand in this family. Betrayal. We don't betray our friends. We don't. And we'll never betray our friends. We always stand by people who stand with us. When things were very difficult for me, somebody challenged me. Why are you backing with William Ruto and he's not your brother? Si wachana na hii mtu ya huko. I say, no, William Ruto is my brother. He asked me how. His brother by association. When our late father died in 2014, he was here to bury our father. When our brother died in 2017, Governor Gachagua, William Ruto was here to bury our brother. When our mother died in 2020, January, William Ruto was here to bury our mother. Today he is here to bury our brother. Is he family or not family? Is he family or not family? And I have seen also Governor William Kabogo is joining our family. Because he was here in 2014, in 2017 he is here. He who buries your father, he who comes to bury your mother, he who comes to bury your brother, that is your friend. Don't listen to people who have never come near you when you are in trouble to tell you about those who are always with you. William Ruto, my boss and my friend, you are part of the Gachagua family. If you shall get problems from anybody, it will never come from this family. You know, I had some people saying, oh, if William Ruto picks Rigathi Gachagua is very strong. he could have problems like the ones they were having with Uhuru Kenyatta. Such a problem cannot come from a member of this family. I am a man who was in uniform. Mine is yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And we must also tell the people of Kenya, the problem between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto could not have come from William Ruto. William Ruto is an honest man, and he's a good man, and he keeps his word. And therefore, William Ruto, the next president of the Republic of Kenya, you shall have nothing but total support and loyalty from Rigathi Gachagua, because that is the way he has been brought up, to have loyalty to his boss, to his friends, to his compatriots, because that is good manners and good upbringing. If you are brought up well, you cannot change when you are 57. You keep up to the way you are brought up. And I want to say one thing. Watu ya Ruguru simuko hapa? Taka tukubaliane kitu kimoja, tusifanye makosa. Unajua mimi ni mtu ya hapa. I come from here. And this is my home. I was born here. My father gave me land 7 kilometers from here. I always come here on foot. And Francisca, I'll be coming to see you. Yeah? Ukitaka tuende tukae na wewe Nairobi kiasi to until cool down, niko tayari. I'll take care of you the way I've taken care of your husband. Don't worry, my sister. Yeah? Other than the companionship of your husband, the rest will take care. We will. Hiyo tutakuchunga mama, because you have been such a wonderful woman. Yeah? The children of James, please, even those who are in Australia, get time to come and see your mother. Martin, I depend on you. Between me and you and Pastor Dorcas and the others, tumtembelee mama mpaka atulie, because they have been so close with James that situation is going to be disturbing to her for some time. But we'll be there to support you. Mimi nataka kuongea na watu ya Ruguru. Wapi Mheshimiwa Karanja? Come here, please. I want to talk to you, Your Excellency, if you allow me. This Ruguru was like a desert. It was a neglected place. Since I was elected member of parliament, and these men, a good man of the PCA church, kuja tu, modu wakune yo? Udah dago dia? Ya? Kada mana kada? Okay. Anasema nimpange mapema, kuna bahari anaenda. Ni sawa? Ni sawa. Wajana ni rafiki yangu anaitwa Mchangi. Unajua tuliagana na huyu Mchangi, tuliagana na yeye 18 years ago. Tukionana ninampatia giri moja. Sasa ameniambia amegoja kutoka saa 4 na kuna bahari anataka kwenda. Ameshindwa kugojea. Na ni sawa, si ni sawa? Ide bodo wagaituko yaria. Todo ukimwona inyarera 11 ndira yedre muno. Huyu jamaa tukishikana na yeye na gavana wetu, barabara zote za Ruguru tumeweka mara, kweli ama uongo? Hakuna familia iko na shida hata moja hajaenda. He is there, all the children amesomesha. Mimi nasikia vijana mnaanza kuongea maneno sijui nini. Tafadhali, the people of Ruguru, I want to guide you. Na mimi ni mtu ya hapa, lakini uamuzi ni wenu. If you make a mistake and you play around with the leadership of this ward, mkipata shida msilaumu mimi. Nimesikia mimi nimepewa kazi Nairobi. Simepewa kazi Nairobi. Sasa hapa tumewacha nani? Tuatika huko. Ithiwe tu huko ameshiothe. Kuria kwina murimu. Kwina machakaya. Kwina mwana rathomithio. Riu Rigathi wa Gachagua tondu ya heo wira ni Ruto ri. Angithie mucoke muti uyu ri. Muririragira u. Ate muririragira u. Bas. Riu twi hamwe. Nie ndamwira guku ni mucie. Nie ne nyonete utongoria uri ukoretwo guku. Nie ndona utongoria ta wa Karanja. na ndamwira ndi mwana wanyu ndi mundu kona thina ndi muoyo mutikehingice mutikaheo ndeto itari na kureire mute muthuri uyu uria mutite muhitanie mugaka kunjaria Nairobi ndiwe mugaraganyire kumuga kunjaria oguo mwibanga na Jamergo nitwariki hau nitwaiguithania he mundu wina kiuria atimia mwikuo athuri mwikuo anake mwikuo ayua anake ni nyundo iwa mwena maundu maingi ati murenda ati umwe wanyu tekende mwire no ego no umwe wanyu no angikorwo ndungimurokera gwake wina thina ri mumenyera muguikara ikara karanja andu ane magukobanga ndikwenda kuingirira uhoro wa ciama no nie ndi mutongoria wa UDA kandi ndi mutongoria wa UDA riu tondira hairwo wira ni njamba eno ri guku no tuke tumutukanie tondu riu William Ruto ni araheire wira ndimuteithie ri ndingikorwo nginya mucie ndingihota kubanga UDA thurwo ri ndingikorwo ndi mundu wa thaa cigana mwarimu uyu gwitwo Kahiga ni arutite wira ni arutite wira uyu ni arutite wira ni mukurora haya seneta witu gwitwo wa Matingare ni mumuwi ni mukurora mutimio gwitwo Mukami wa mashinani ndimwire huyu mama Mukami saa ile wanaume wote waliogopa wakatoroka ndio tulibaki wanaume wawili mimi na Mukami wengine wote wakatoroka. Even if you don't want to vote for Mukami for any other reason umpigie kura kwa kuwa msimamo na kuwa mwanaume kamili nimukorora finally si mimi nimeenda Nairobi nimukwivagora muguikara guku riu ate ndimuteithie ndimuonie ura njirera muguikara wira uria ndirarutaga ndukae kuhitana no nitukumwira no ura tutangitikira ni guthura ciama cia Azimio uguo no mwitikire ni mukwenda Azimio koguo Jubilee ni out niguo na Kenya ni out niguo tucarie mundu wa UDA gucarie mundu wa UDA ni kwanirira andu aria makwenda giti morie kwa UDA nigetha kuoneka mundu uyu wa kiama kiriku kandi mukwenda kundukania guku mucie no mundukanie